West of the busy streets of Glasgow is the most southerly Scottish island, the Isle of Arran. Despite only having a population of around 5,000, every year nearly 500,000 tourists hop on one of the ferries to explore the rich archaeological history and towering mountains that the island has to offer. But that's not all. This beautiful island is home to diverse wildlife. Keep an eye out for red deer, dolphins, and even eagles. I'm sure you're already itching to go, but before you start your adventure, let me take you through everything you need to know before visiting the Isle of Arran. From the must-see attractions and the most thrilling activities, to a few things you must avoid or you will ruin your trip. Consider this your ultimate guide to travelling the Isle of Arran. There are two ferry ports on the island, Brodick and Loch Ranza. We sailed into the bigger of the two, Brodick, which is also the biggest town on the island. Ferry tickets are relatively cheap. At the time of recording this video, a return ticket for an adult is only £8.40. The ferry journey lasts for about an hour, and as you draw closer, your gaze is drawn to the towering peaks located on the north side of the island. This will be our first stop. Goatfell. Goatfell is the highest and most popular hike on the island. Standing at over 2,800 feet, it's no easy walk. There is ample parking next to the Arran Mountain Rescue Team building, opposite the garden centre. From here, an easy-to-follow path leads the way. Signposts take you through a woodland before ascending and opening up to reveal spectacular views of the sprawling sea behind you. If you look really closely, you may notice something. What's that? Please like and subscribe to the channel. Before you know it, you'll be at the foot of the final climb. This part is steep and very tiring. How are you going, Nathan?
Struggling a bit.
But all of your hard work is rewarded when you reach the top. The surrounding mountains and rocky ridgelines create a view that feels surreal. From here, you can turn around and walk back down the way you came, or you can walk along to North Goatfell before descending the saddle to Glen Rosa. I strongly recommend the latter. The exciting climb down as you take in the views is an experience like no other. To top it off, when you reach the valley floor, there are several pools of clear water to cool off in. This route is definitely longer and more tiring, but in my opinion is well worth it. Are you planning to hike Goatfell on your visit? Let me know down in the comments below. King's Cave, from the highest point on Arran to the lowest. This is the King's Cave, named after the King of Scotland, Robert the Bruce. It is thought that these are the caves he came to hide in after his defeat to the English in 1306. We parked in the King's Cave car park. Try say that after you've had a few drinks. Like many car parks on the island, this did not cost. But you can also walk along from Blackwater Foot if you fancy a longer walk. Our walk was around 5 kilometres, and after a brief woodland section, the views opened up looking over the blue sea. The path down to the shore was interesting with plenty to see, like these interesting rock formations we walked alongside. There are a few different caves which are all worth exploring. You'll know you're at the main cave when you reach a big gate at the entrance. If you are claustrophobic, don't worry, there is plenty of room in this cave. High ceilings and a big chamber allow several groups to explore at the same time. Looking out to the bright blue sea from the dark depths of a cave is a beautiful experience. After leaving the caves, I recommend spending some time just looking across the clear ocean, as well as checking out one of the many rock pools. The return path is a short but steep climb, a lovely path nonetheless. Machrie Moor standing stones. Arran has a rich history with a wealth of archaeological sites to see, but this is one of the most impressive. A short 2-kilometre walk through fields takes you past several smaller points of interest before reaching the impressive Machrie Moor standing stones. Again, the parking here is free, but only a small car park which may get full in the holiday season. These stones have been standing for over 4,000 years, and it's believed they were once used for religious activities. The remote setting of these stones with views looking to the sea and the mountains makes a great area for a picnic. Once you're done, head back down the way you came until you reach the car park. As well as several other man-made ancient sites, there are a few reminders of history that dates back longer than mankind. More specifically, dinosaurs. The best example is this footprint which can be found in a rock near Kildonan, or Kildonan, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Drive along the track until you reach the white cottages where there is a small parking area. The footprint takes a bit of finding, but it makes it all the more rewarding when you finally locate it. Waterfalls. Ahead of our trip, I couldn't help but worry about the waterfalls on the island. With weeks of no rain before our visit, I feared we were in for a watered-down experience. Despite my reservations, the waterfalls were out of this world. We visited two of the main falls, Moor and Glenishdale Falls. We parked at the Moor car park and followed the path through the woodland until we reached a viewing platform which overlooks the fall and the impressive surrounding cliffs. There wasn't much water coming down, but the views looking out to the sea, framed by the trees, definitely made up for it. The island you can see in the very distance used to be an active volcano. To extend the walk, we took the optional detour up to the loch and then headed back down the way we came. Once we rejoined the path, we followed it over the top of the waterfall, and you soon reach a wooden building. This is the library. Inside you find hundreds of pieces of paper, all with notes written by visitors. For many people, this is their favourite part of the walk. The path then descends and takes you back over the stream before a short climb back to the car park. The second, and in my opinion most impressive waterfall, is Glenishdale Falls. There are a few parking spots next to the sea at the far end of Whiting Bay. Signposts direct you into the woods. Birds chirping and the gentle flow of the river create a woodland paradise. On the way up, we found a rope swing, so you already know I had to have a go on it. Getting on it wasn't easy. However, getting off it was even harder. And that's how I ended up with wet feet for the rest of the walk. Not fun. Follow the path as it takes you alongside the river for a short while before peeling off and taking you uphill. The climb is made worth it when you reach the viewing platform, which gives you an incredible view over the massive drop. This is not for people who don't like heights, with the two falls dropping over 140 feet. I can only imagine how impressive this looks after heavy rainfall. Afterwards, I recommend making the walk a circular by following the signs to the Giant's Grave. These are two Neolithic tombs. On your descent through the woods, you enjoy views looking over to Holy Isle before rejoining your outward route. Other places to see. I only visited Arran for a few days, so didn't get to see everything on the island. There are a few castles, namely Brodick and Lochranza, which are worth a visit if you want to dive deeper into Arran's history. Whisky lovers will enjoy visiting one of the two distilleries on the island, Lochranza and Lag, which both offer tours and tasting sessions. Wildlife. Arran is home to a plethora of wildlife you may not be used to seeing. On our trip we saw dolphins, an eagle, and several red deer with some very close encounters. But that's not the only natural inhabitants. Red squirrels, seals, and even basking sharks have been spotted in and around Arran. Explore the island and keep your eyes open and you will be amazed at what you see. What to avoid. By now you are ready to go. You have your ticket and accommodation booked. But stop. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Before you go, there are some things you must avoid. The first is obvious. Midges. A lot of Scotland is well known for midges, and Arran is no different, along with other flying insects that may bite you. Make sure you have a good insect repellent to avoid getting bit. After one night with no repellent, my legs ended up like this, and they were itchy. Very, very itchy, even long after my trip. If you manage to avoid the midges, make sure to keep your eyes on the road. That's not a metaphor. The main road around the island is like a minefield, littered with uneven surfaces and potholes. Take your eye off the ball and you could end up damaging your car, or even yourself. Finally, the weather on the island can be very changeable. We were lucky and didn't see a single drop of rain. However, make sure you pack for all weather conditions just in case. Keep in mind these 3 tips and I'm sure you'll have an amazing time exploring Arran. One thing I loved about Arran was the amount of free parking areas and laybys. I visited towards the start of June and didn't struggle to park at all. However, this may be a different story in peak season. Either way, the sheer choice of different laybys, all with amazing views, means your next stop off is just around the corner. Literally. The island is very remote in places. Brodick is the main hub of Arran, with 2 well-stocked co-ops which should have all you need. Aside from Brodick, places to buy food are few and far between, so make sure you plan your food stops accordingly. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to see the best attractions in Northumberland that nobody visits, click the screen now.